Hello everyone, namaste and welcome. My name is Trishy, and for this week's Yin Yoga class, we will be doing a calming inversions class. So grab all your props and let's get started. Let's just begin in a nice comfortable seat. This can be cross-legged, kneeling, whatever feels great to you, but lift up tall through your spine so you have space in your lungs and ribs to breathe naturally and calmly. Feel free to close your eyes. If you don't feel comfortable with that, just take a soft gaze out on the floor around you, being sure to relax all the muscles around your eyes. Tune into the sounds around you, and then the breath within you. And let your breath be natural and relaxed. Relax into your shoulder blades. Feel the ground beneath you and the sensations of being connected to the ground. Bring your palms together in front of your heart space. Let's begin with a nice cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhaling. So before we begin, I just want to take a reminder that you will need props for today's class, either bolster, meditation pillow blocks, whatever you have at home, pillows, couch cushions. So you can also check down in the description box for optional props in Yin Yoga to see if you have anything around the house if you don't have those props with you today. Okay, let's begin. Come onto your feet. So you're bent over. Forward fold, and you can have your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. So this is the only standing pose in Yin Yoga, and you can have a couple options of how you want to take it and stay still in it. So you can either bring your elbows onto your knees like I am doing right now and then just let your upper body dangle, or you can just let your upper body dangle without bringing the elbows on the knees. You can hold on to opposite elbows, but really you just want a nice long deep decompression in the spine, the upper spine, into the neck and shoulders. If you're new to Yin Yoga, it's a passive practice where we hold poses for minutes at a time, letting the sensations in our body guide us to a healthy practice, not going too far, not striving, but just relaxing and holding. So Yin Yoga is not necessarily easy, because we do have to stay as still as we can so that the good stress goes in the joints and connective tissues of our bodies. It's really a practice of being with yourself and finding a meditative state even when there are challenges. And if you find your mind to be busy in today's practice, that's perfectly okay. Just allow it space to be and express itself. Bend through your knees, bring your palms onto the ground, and then just coming slowly into a tabletop pose on hands and knees. Just hold here for a moment. You can sway side to side if that feels good. You can take cat and cow if that feels good, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. And then rounding chin to chest. From here, we'll come into melting heart, and you have an option to use a prop underneath the chest. So you more or less want to keep your hips over top of the knees. And I actually like my hips to be a little bit further back, but it really depends on your practice. And when you lower your head and chest down, extending the arms out in front of you, how does it feel into the shoulders and back body, chest area? Does it feel open? You can always adjust either the hips over top of the knees or the upper body as well, either using a prop or not. And an inversion being any pose where the hips are higher than the heart. Nice and relaxing for the nervous system. So really just allow yourself this time to rest and renew. Press into your palms and very slowly make your way back up. Just make any movements that feel good to you. Might even just be sitting back on the heels, maybe rolling the shoulders a bit to the front and to the back. If you are not using a prop for melting heart, just go ahead and get one. You can pull your bolster in and you want to lay down onto your tummy. And if you have just blocks at home, you can always just fold up a towel and put them on top of the blocks as well. So we're going to bring the prop right underneath the hips and the pelvis, just coming down onto your tummy, and just make sure it's comfortable. Might have to be put a little bit further back so it's not crushing anything. And then from here you can just stack one palm on top of the other if that feels good. You can extend the arms overhead if you like. Just take whatever arm position that feels kind of intuitive and spontaneous. And then when you're ready, just relax into it. Begin to engage your arms, lifting back up to the forearms and then all the way up. It might feel good to, again, just sit back on your heels. Just do any movements that feel good to you. When you're ready, we're going to come into kind of a variation of melting heart and child's pose. So bring your knees wide, big toes touch, and then bring your prop that you were just using underneath your hips so that when you lower your hips down to your heels, you're actually sitting up on the prop, and you can feel free to prop yourself up as high as you like. And then when you're ready, just lower the chest and head down onto the mat. So the goal is to have your hips a little bit lifted. Begin to gently just walk your arms back. And then lifting back up gradually to tabletop pose. You can just clear your prop for now. And it might feel good to extend one leg back, stretching through the heel. And then the other. And just do it one more time. From here, let's come onto our backs. Lower all the way down, keeping your knees bent, feet on the floor. Have your prop somewhere close. We're going to lift up into supported bridge in a second, but I just want to give you a few props options. So we're going to be in supported bridge for a few poses. So you really want to make sure that your lower back is comfortable in the pose. And if you're feeling like you're just propped up too high, you can roll up towels or blankets and just stick it underneath your hips right here. Okay, so I'm going to use my meditation pillow. You can use whatever prop makes you feel comfortable. You can use a block on the lowest setting or bolster. You can again use the rolled up towel or blanket, and then just lift up, place your hips on top, and then really just check in how the lower back is feeling. If you're feeling comfortable, that's great. You can stay where you are or just adjust to a lower setting, always respecting your body and its edges. When you feel settled and ready, just pull your knees into the chest, and you can place your palms wherever it feels natural and relaxed. And you can always let your knees drop out to the sides a little more if that feels good. I like to just support my knees with my palms, but again, any arm variation that just feels good to you. And begin to lift just both legs up to the sky. And then begin to cross your right thigh over top of your left, bringing the outer side, or bringing the right heel close to the outer side of the left hip. So it's kind of like an inverted half shoelace position with the legs. And begin to lift the right leg back up to meet the left, and then we'll just gradually make our way over to the other side, bending through the left knee, left heel to the outer side of the right thigh. And you can just lay the left thigh on top of you, on top of your tummy if that feels good. Just find a way to make the pose accessible to you. And that might even be just to leave both legs extended. Extend both legs back up and then bend through the knees, bringing the feet gradually back down to the floor. Just take a moment right here. We have one more supported bridge variation. Just bring your soles of your feet together and let your knees go wide. I'm going to be using my blocks underneath the knees. It just lets me not go too far while the pose is happening. But this is completely optional. And if you like, you can raise your arms overhead. If not, just keep them wherever is comfortable for you. And if your arms are overhead, just bring them back down by your sides. And then everyone, you can use your palms to help your knees gradually come back into center. Press into your feet and then lift the prop out from underneath your hips. Does it feel grounding to have your sacrum back on the floor? Bring your arms out into a cactus or T shape. Shift your hips an inch or two over to the right. And then we're just going to take about a minute, minute and a half twist on each side. So you can drop your knees over to the left. Just a gentle twist. Lift your knees back up and then shift your hips an inch or two over to the left and drop your knees over to the right. Lift your knees back up, shifting your hips back to center. And if you use an eye pillow in your practice, you can go ahead and put it on. And then extend your arms. Take up as much space as you like, shoulders onto the back. And extend your legs. Feet just flopping out to the side. Take a scan of your body. See if there's any hidden tension anywhere. Might be good just to wiggle it a little bit before coming into stillness and enjoying this last relaxation pose. Savasana. begin to wake back up. Lengthening your breath, maybe stretching fingers and toes, reaching your arms overhead if that feels good. For anyone using an eye covering, just gently take it off, slowly. And then everybody roll over to one side. Just support your head with your hand, or your arm for a moment. And then press back up to take a seat. Check in with yourself and see how you feel. And whatever comes up for you, don't try to change it. And bring your palms together in front of your heart space. Let's just close our class today with a chant of Om, inhaling to chant. Om. Thank you so much for practicing yin yoga today. I hope that you enjoyed this class, and if you feel like you ever need to revisit it in the future just to, relax or just get into yourself again and ground yourself down, I hope that you do that, and I hope that you go off to have a beautiful rest of your day, a wonderful night's sleep tonight, and a great week ahead. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.